Hi there guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'd just like to do a very short video about this record. This is Dark Side of the Moon's Live at Wembley in 1974. This was recently released as part of the 50th anniversary releases of the reissues of Dark Side of the Moon, a box set, etc. This is part of the box set, but they're also selling this individually. Pick this up. Now, for those that don't know, this was part of the Immersion box set as a CD release back in the day. I have done a comparison between the CD version and this one, and they are exactly the same, albeit the CD version is louder, but adjust the volume on this and it's pretty much identical. I think this has probably got a little bit more low end, to be fair, but essentially they're the same recording. Is it worth getting? I think it is. I think it's worth getting. If you've not got the Immersion box set, it's definitely worth getting. If you have got the Immersion box set, you're not really gaining much other than the packaging, really. This, you know, it's obvious that also that when they remastered this record, they touched up a few bits here and there. Now, I have a copy of the original broadcast recordings that the BBC did of this, because this was originally recorded for the BBC for broadcast on the radio. So it was recorded with the BBC back in 1974, and the original broadcast recordings, there are some errors in the recording, in the performance, and you can tell when you're listening to this, you know, and you compare it to the original broadcast recordings. They've corrected some bum notes on Rick Wright's keyboard, etc. You know, some other bits and pieces they've corrected. There is I think in Breathe, in the song Breathe, I can't remember if it's the Breathe, the first one, or the reprise at the end of time. There is a keyboard note that Rick plays is flat, but on this it's been corrected. But that being said, excuse me, it's a great recording. It's obviously all digital, not all digital, it was recorded on analogue obviously, but it's been transferred to digital for processing and post-production and touching up and tweaking here and there, so it has been fiddled with. But yeah, that being said, it's a great record to have in your collection. I can highly recommend it. You don't get these recordings of Pink Floyd live in the 70s that much at all. They are pretty rare at this quality anyway, and you know, I'm sure there are a handful of others in their archives that maybe we could get. I think the only thing that really has hacked me off about this really is that this is only part of the performance. I would love to have seen this as a triple album and have the whole concert, because they recorded the whole concert. So the first half of the set was essentially Sean and Crazy Diamond parts 1 to 5, Have a Cigar. I think they did Shine On parts 6 to 9, and then they performed Raving and Drooling and You've Got to Be Crazy, which are early versions of Sheep and Dogs. They are available on another Immersion box set. They're available, I think, on the Wish You Were Here Immersion set as standalone recordings. And if memory serves me right, the Encore is on there as well, which is Echoes. There's a version of Echoes which they did on this concert, which was done as an encore, and instead of having David Gilmour's guitar solo, the first guitar solo was done on a saxophone, which jarred me a little bit when I first heard it. But yeah, I would really like to have seen them do this properly as maybe a triple album with the full performance. I mean, obviously Dark Side fits on one record. I think the first half of the show would fit on a second LP, and maybe Echoes, they could have fitted that, put that on a single-sided LP, so you would have had like 2.5 records. I think that would have been good. They could have done a really good job there. You know, they could have had like a hologram on the third record on the blank side. They could have done something, you know, something special to mark this. But yeah, all that aside, that's my only gripe, that we've only got half the concert as usual. If you want to compile the full concert, you can do that from the CD files, you can do that. But it would be nice to have it all in one package, I think. So I think they've probably missed the boat on this, really. Someone falling down the stairs by the sounds of it. It is early morning and we are getting ready to go out. So, but anyway, I thought I'd do this quick video just to give you a quick review of this. It's all par for the course, really. There's no slide guitar in Breathe. You've got David Gilmour doing a bluesy guitar passage through it, which is really, really nice. It's very different. And I mean, when I was in my Pink Floyd tribute band, I always said to them, I'd love to go out and just do this version of it, because it is slightly different, you know. It's very minimalist. They didn't have a second guitar player. All they had were the backing singers and Dick Parry on sax, so they had to make do. So David Gilmour didn't play the slide guitar on Breathe. It's a stripped back performance. Highlights on this for me, there's a number of them, but the one that really sticks out for me, and the one that I always play, is Eclipse on this. There's a section on this, on Eclipse, Nick Mason. Never underestimate Nick Mason. There's a part of Eclipse where, for I think I counted it's 8 bars, where he doesn't play a straight drum pattern. It's all drum fills for 8 bars, and that's absolutely amazing and unprecedented, really. Now you don't hear that. You don't hear that. It's very sort of 4 on the floor, and you've got to keep that rhythm going, keep that beat going, so that people can stay in time. He didn't. He just had free rein to do what he wanted, and on Eclipse, like I say, I think it's about 8 bars of drum fills while the singing's going on and leading up to the end of the song. When I was in the Floyd tribute band, there's a number of times when I sort of suggested, I played the guys this version of Eclipse. I said, look, let's try and get it like this. And the drummers generally struggled with it, because most drummers are not used to playing without that solid backbeat. There's no backbeat on those sections. It's all drum fills, you know. So it's quite hard. But you know, so Nick Mason shines on this. He really does. David Gilmour, as usual, is brilliant on this. Again, it's vocally, the performance is stripped back. There's no multi-layered vocals or anything like that, apart from the backing singers that they had. They had 2 backing singers. But yeah, this is well worth getting. Like I say, it's virtually the same as the CD version, albeit the CD version is cut at a louder volume. But this is really nice and worth getting. So with that done and dusted, I shall see you in the next one. I've got a vinyl finds video coming up over this bank holiday weekend, so keep your eyes and ears open for that, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, bye bye.